Hi, welcome back to Grit and Grace Lab with Margot. This is my second episode, and I am going to be talking about the detour paradox. So, if you would, let me go back just a second. Um, Here, we're going to go back again. That's okay. The detour paradox, why the universe blocks your plans. So, I wanted to talk about. First of all, my granddaughter was here recently, and she is young, very young, single digits. And we live near a park, or I live near a park, so it's around the block. And she likes to go there because, of course, she's young. She likes to have fun. And I enjoy taking her because I love when she's having fun, and I can, help her with that by playing with her, whether we're playing cards or we're drawing or painting. But going to the park is a whole other, there's a whole other thing to going to the park because there are obstacles along the way, but obstacles that she doesn't necessarily think about, right? So on our walk to the park, she starts sprinting ahead as she's done many times before. I don't know why she doesn't learn one time or the first time, right? And this happens not only with me, but her mom or dad or other grandparent. Um, but we're walking to the park and she likes to sprint off and she's fast. She's fast. And she likes to chase butterflies, run up and down driveways and, look at decorations in the yard. And of course, I have a higher perspective of what might happen, right? If she goes too close to the corner, she's too far off from me, a car could come and get her, pick her up. There's no way I would be able to catch. If I can't catch her, I'm not going to catch the car. She could dart off into the street. So as an adult, we know the dangers with a kid that's just running off, and I'm like, hey, you need to come back here. And so of course my voice gets louder, one because she's run off and she's a little bit away down the street and or the sidewalk. And then I'm like, you need to get back here right now. So she comes back and I see her and she's all pouting and moving her hair out of her face with a little attitude. And I'm like, you're gonna hold my hand because and I'll walk your scooter the rest of the way because it's dangerous. And she's there pouting and um, just not understanding, right, that about the dangers. She thinks that I'm just trying to ruin her fun. And I'm like, I have to talk to her and be stern and say, hey, I'm going to give you this choice. You either hold my hand and we walk and you take a breath and you have fun, or we go back to the house so you could have fun there, but we won't go to the park. And so, she fixes it right away and we go on off to the park. Um, and I have a little clip because I wanted to show this clip and what that feels like. And you probably know if you have kids and you're walking down the street, maybe you've been the person in the car. Kids don't think about that, but all the adults were aware. Well, I don't know where their adult was because they came darting out of wherever, but this reminded me of. I'm telling her she needs to breathe and not get upset and refocus, right, and get back on track. And it made me think of how the universe probably looks at us as toddlers when we react to situations where we think um, that we don't have control in our life, or we've made choices that are dangerous, and all of a sudden the plan we had is blocked. It is shut down. It's like a door just slamming shut, and now I can't go through that door, and that's the door I wanted to go through. But really, uh, could it be the universe that is pulling us back, our creator, saying, you do have free will and you can choose to do as you want, but because I love you, because you're part of something bigger than yourself, right? The light, the energy, the greatest thing that that's been around since forever and will be around forever, decides, I'm going to pull you back. I'm going to reel you in because you might get hurt along your little route to the park. And so sometimes we don't understand that. We don't understand why that happens. Why did this plan of mine fail and get blocked? And I touched briefly about the last 7 months. There was I was going through a change. I did have a breakup, and it had been rough for me, like moving forward, going through and not understanding. And I'm praying and I'm doing things that I feel should be helping me to have already moved further along in this healing process. But I think I do everything or I had been doing things a lot disjointed, not in coherence. With the mind and the heart, which, you know, I I'm really thankful that somehow I landed on the pages or the channels of Dr. Joe Dispenza, or I think actually he was being interviewed by a man. I think his name is Lewis Holmes or Howes. He's a nice man. He seems like a very nice young man. And he's interviewing Dr. Joe Dispenza, who talks about the quantum field. And then I landed on David Bayer's channel as well as Greg Braden. I really like these channels. They have a lot of stuff to really teach us from different angles, not from a religious one, because I know some of you may go, oh, she's going to talk about some things. I'm going to mention scripture as I go through my episodes, but today scientists, they can actually measure frequencies that are emitted from the heart. And Jesus spoke about the heart all the time. Why did he always mention the heart? Right? He said, I think in my first episode, I said from the mouth, your heart springs or something like I don't know. I don't have it right in front of me, but he's talking about what we speak. It's coming from our heart. So what is in our heart, right? He doesn't say what's in your mind springs forward. He says what's in our heart. And then his top commandments, or the two that he left to override or to summarize all the commandments, was about love. And love, of course, has to do, or at least we connect to, the symbol of the heart. My granddaughters do it really well. But anyway, so when I'm thinking about the unsafe situation of my granddaughter, I also started thinking about, well, what about me? How am I responding to things when they don't go as planned? I bought a laptop like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I had to wait for it to get shipped. I want to make sure that I'm creating my channel and videos on my own personal laptop. And it finally comes in like 2 days ago. And then it was having so I'm anxious. I'm like excited. I want to go. And it gets in and Windows gets stuck, and it's stuck at 6% download. And I'm like, no, I wanted to hurry up because I want to do I want to record myself, because I think this is great for me to grow, but also to share. It's an outlet for me. Because I think my friends and family can only take so much of me talking. And my daughter did say, hey, Mom, if anyone wants to fall asleep, this is going to be great for them. But so thank you, Kylie. Anyway, so I have to think about like that situation just the other day. It's like my granddaughter leaves, I get the laptop and it's not downloading. I'm getting frustrated. I got my microphone, so I'm excited about that, but it's just not ready to work for me. So I wait till the next day, working on my little notes and stuff. I'm like, okay, I can still, do notes and outlines for my episodes and my thoughts here. I get to the next day. I'm finally able to open up like a browser, I guess, and I was able to go to Canva. I remember like, oh, I have this I can work on. So I go to it and it has a little recording. I put my mic in and I start talking, and it sounds like I'm thinking about like, man, I don't really like this. So let me start it again. So I start again, and then I'm like, no, I don't like that either. So let me go for a third time. Third time, I'm like, good, it's going well. My notes are going okay. My eyes might be all over the place, but I'm good. I'm flowing. And it finishes. It's 24 minutes later. I hadn't, in fact, plugged in my mic. So I'm like, what the bleep? So I was like, okay, no problem. Take a breath and let me plug it in and I'll just go again. Like it's too late to worry about what didn't work. Let me think about fixing that and moving forward. And but again, mind you, if I think about it, it's kind of like I'm kind of pouting, but it's not quite the same as my granddaughter. But in the past, I probably would have been so PO'd, right? I'd been like just livid because things aren't working, but I have been, doing my intentional prayers every day and or meditations. I've been working on Tai Chi, which helps with breathing techniques, and then doing the purposeful breathing techniques that Greg Braden um, shares, and I really, really like that his way of teaching. Um, anyway, so I start recording again, and like 12, 14 minutes into it, I with my eyes that are moving all over the place, I realize there's a light I see on the side, and it's not the light I want to see, and it's a red light because my mic is dead. So I've been blabbing on and on again. Similar conversation. It's getting better. It was actually going well as far as I was concerned, but my mic was dead. So it had no recording. So I'm like, oh my gosh. Let me take a step back. Let me consciously activate um, myself, right? Consciously activate a shift to keep from dropping in my vibration because I could feel that I was like, it was coming down. It wasn't the same as when I first got my laptop and I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to get like 4 million trillion subscribers. I don't even think I've gotten one since I posted my first episode. So, but that's all right. My intention is to help me to grow. And if it touches on anyone out there, that's great. You can subscribe. But I went ahead and I'm like, I've got to put my hand on my chest. I'm going to take my deep breath in through my nose. And then I'm going to release through my mouth. And I do that a few times. And I decide, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to record. I'm tired. I am tired, but breathing kind of helped align me. It did help align me, but I'm still tired. But I'm like, I need to do this. I need to record and just put it out there, no matter how wackadoodle someone might think it is. But so I go ahead and I record, and it comes out okay. It's funny because in the episode I'm like, I'm so excited. Welcome to Grit and Grace. I'm so excited. And there's like no excitement in that. It's because I'm like tired and it's midnight. Even if I'm staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning these days, because I'm on my summer break, um, I was tired of doing the recordings and I didn't want to wait till the next day. I'm like, I'm do or die right now. So anywho, I recorded it and I posted it, and I I was reading and I'm reflecting on the reading that I do today. I read out of Mark. The other day I read out of Corinthians because I have my own little way of reading, but I'll talk about that later. I think I might have talked about it episode 1. But in Proverbs 19:21, it says, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it's the Lord's purpose that prevails. And I get it, but I also didn't get it. I get it, but I don't get it. And I'm like, what's going on? I thought I had free will. And if this is what I want to do, why is this door seeming to close? Why, why didn't this relationship continue? Why didn't I do this in my career choice or whatever? So these paths close off for us. And I think about it with my granddaughter. I was allowing her space, and she had a lot of space to go and play. We're going to get there from here to there. She knows the parameters, but she's like still running off a little too far and dangerous. So I have to pull her back. And I think that's when our plans are redirected, or right, our plans are redirected, or the door shuts, the path is redirected, then perhaps it's the universe that is reeling us back so that we're kept safe, right? So we don't continue into something that could become more dangerous for us. I think something that we may not see, even in the moment, we might not realize that something's dangerous. It's like, I think sometimes, like if you miss your turn, your exit, things like that, like on the road, and maybe there was a bigger purpose that the universe knew it was keeping you safe from, for whatever reason, because we all have different journeys, and along our journeys, different things befall us, right? And so I see that this one is minor for me, but thinking of my granddaughter, which could be very dangerous if she ran out to the street and got hit. Luckily, the little boy in the video didn't. My granddaughter didn't either. But it's like absolute grace that the universe is giving us and showing us by closing doors, even if it makes us pout sometimes, even if it makes us think that the creator's trying to squash our fun. And but I don't think so. I think we still have free will, but God ultimately is still going to guide us when we do have a relationship, we have a knowledge of our creator, and we are in connection with our creator. Even if we're not always in tune with him, if we do it more often and stay in tune with him, even better for us. But even when we're not, he's going to guide us. Why do I say he? I don't know. My son, my 22-year-old son, has a problem with me giving the all spark or the energy that has created us a pronoun. I'm like, that's what I'm going to call. Sometimes I say something else, and he's like, why are you calling it that? So it's like, it doesn't matter what I say sometimes. If you have teenagers that became recent 20-year-olds, you might know how this generation is. Anyway, I love him greatly, and I've learned a lot from him. And he said he would come and blast me in the comments, and I just really hope that he does. But he also says I can't be begging for subscribers. So whatever, right? I think he'll eventually subscribe. When we work in conscious, intentional meditation with the universe, then I believe that we don't have to force our life to work. We're going to put work into it in our heart-mind coherence and being thankful and being grateful, but the universe is also going to step in. We have a spark within us, and we're from a bigger spark, and we're going to connect back to that, and it will help us. Dr. Joe Dispenza and Greg Braden, they both teach about the quantum field and how it responds to our feelings and our internal frequency. So what kind of frequency are we emitting? If it's all chaotic, we're angry, we're upset and pouting, then it's going to react in that way. And so we get in our own way because nothing smooth can come of chaos. But if we can make sure that we are breathing, we're bringing our heart and mind into coherence, then we're aligning the two, and the frequencies start pulsating at the same frequency, and it goes out, it gets larger, it expands, and our little spark connects with a bigger spark, and it makes it brighter within us, and then we could consciously connect with a bigger field in the universe, and you and I could connect spiritually, and a lot of you have felt that before in both good vibrations and also ones that conflict, right? But we want to be raising the frequency. When we do that, when we align the internal frequency in our feelings, and the quantum field responds to that, we don't have to worry about our intellectual checklist, our plan that we had outlined and scripted, and we've got to check all the boxes. We don't actually have to do that, because I mean, how many of us have done that, and then you're not sticking to all the boxes, and it just freaks you out. It's part of our control part. Again, it's the universe that is reeling us in, and the divine matrix may be collapsing a path that is dangerous for us. It's not a punishment. It's a safe redirect down a different way. That's my page turning in my journal. So I'm going to say this to kind of end or conclude. Look at one plan that failed this week, or didn't go right for you, or it was delayed, and don't curse it. Don't get upset with it, because even at those, like what we think is micro and no one's listening, the universe can hear. But what are we trying to put out there? Make sure it's something that's going to help us or help you. And practice the 3-step alignment, where you put your hand on your heart, you take your breath in and breathe out, and think about being grateful. Thank you for this redirect. Thank you for this alignment. Thank you for shutting down that door and opening a new one for me. Because I think it's important to actively thank the universe, because we're from the universe. We're part of the universe, and we really have to start thinking in that way, that we can create because we're part of the universe, and it's all around us. Good energies all around us for us to pull from and for us to be a part of. Creation is where alignment is takes us, and a space where love can expand. So I really want to end my episodes with doing something that I create, whether it's a walk out in nature, lighting a candle, pouring some water, drawing, painting. Maybe I do it pre-episode, or I can't draw and paint during the episode. I did a stick figure of my granddaughter and I, create a little stick figure picture. And yeah, I think that anything that you create from a place of love, because I think we want to create what is good. It really helps us, and it's something I encourage you to do. I'm creating episodes here on YouTube, and so I just want to say thank you. At this point, I want to say thank you if you've watched the episode, and I welcome you back to for my next episode whenever it comes around. Have faith. Remember, there's a frequency that our heart and our mind lets out, and needs to be in alignment for coherence. So come back to Grit and Grace Lab. The end.